Vor wenigen Wochen hat Ubisoft die Katze aus dem Sack gelassen und hat gesagt, Assassin's Creed 3 kommt diesen Herbst und spielt im amerikanischen Bürgerkrieg.
Ja, so weit, so gut. Viel mehr Informationen wollte man aber auch nicht geben. Es gab einen super Trailer, beziehungsweise es gibt einen super Trailer. Aber die Publisher heutzutage, die sind natürlich schlau und sagen, wir müssen das Ganze so ein bisschen übers Jahr strecken, damit man auch wirklich totgehypt ist, wenn das Spiel dann rauskommt. Entsprechend hat man dich eingeladen, liebe Vio, nach Düsseldorf, um mit den Entwicklern hinter den Kulissen, beziehungsweise mit den Entwicklern zu reden. Ob es hinter den Kulissen oder sonst wo, ist, glaube ich, auch total egal.
Ja, da ich in Düsseldorf wohne, war der Weg ja auch gar nicht so wahnsinnig weit. Da hat es nahegelegen, dass ich dort mal kurz vorbeischneie. Und uns wurden nicht nur Bilder von Assassin's Creed 3 gezeigt. Nein, es gab natürlich eben auch die Möglichkeit, mit den Machern zu sprechen. Und insofern dürft ihr euch jetzt auf exklusive Einblicke freuen. Ich bin hier bei Ubisoft und Matt hat uns gerade eine gute Stunde zu Assassin's Creed 3 gezeigt, hat uns ganz viele verschiedene Videos und auch eine spielbare Demo gezeigt und hat ganz viel dazu erzählt. Und jetzt kann ich ihn noch ein bisschen mit Fragen löchern. So Matt, thanks for the presentation. It was really, really cool and I'm excited about this game.
I'm happy that you are, that's the goal.
There is one thing that is not yet clear to me. How does the American Revolution and the story about Templars and Assassins fit together?
So that's the trick. that's the story. I mean, that's kind of the AC thing, right? Is we tell a story about assassins and Templars, and that kind of weaves in and out of different settings and times, and the Renaissance and the Crusades. And for us, the way that happens in AC3 is no different. Our assassins and narrative story helped choose what moments in the American Revolution we got to see, and so all of those things are very tied closely together. So if I was to tell you how they fit together, I would ruin the story and ruin it for all the people that are watching.
Oh, okay, that wasn't very successful. Okay, I try it. Give it another try. Of course, I know people like George Washington and Benjamin Franklin are said to be Illuminati and Freemasons.
Oh yeah.
Does this has to do something with Assassin's Creed 3?
Oh, I see those kinds of myths. I'm going to call them myths because we do a lot of work in researching the history of these people in this time, and we try to only use things that we can prove, we can point to references from, and whether or not those things are true, I can't say. But like we're always trying to tell a most honest opinion of that time as possible, and trying to focus on the emotional and realistic side. And for guys like Washington and Franklin, for us, what was really interesting about them was the human aspect behind them, and exploring those characters on a more relatable level, right? So we can be with guys like that you have this kind of grandiose version of in your head, but meet them as just a man, and the stuff that goes through their heads. When you think about it, I'll give you a little anecdote about Washington. He lost all but 2 of the battles he fought in the Revolution, right? Like he had a losing record, and like for most people, you're like, oh, that guy was terrible, but he had this amazing ability to inspire people and to live on to fight another day, and that ended up being the difference for him. But if you think about just that and all the failure that he had, and like how that would impact a guy like that, and for us to be there for those moments was we wanted to focus on that.
Actually, this sounds to me like a typical American president.
Well, that's a statement. I don't know.
Okay, another topic. So let's talk about the new hero. Connor is his name. He has an Indian name, but I just can't remember it. So tell me something about him.
Connor is his name, and Ray Dun Hagedu is his Mohawk name, which means life scratcher in Mohawk, and it was really cool for us to find to bring his Mohawk heritage to life. We worked really closely with 2 Mohawk prominent members of the community right now in making that happen, so it was really fun for us. But Connor it was a big challenge because previous assassins have been so successful. I'm talking obviously about Ezio, who's people love him, and they've come to know him and have a relationship with him over 3 games, and to go up against that or to try to satisfy that, it was really challenging for us. So we decided to show a big portion of Connor's life and let the player experience the forces that shape him as a kid, and then how that pushes him into his actions as an adult, and where that brings him to the assassins, and how those relationships come to be. And we hope that that experience with the player will be enough to have them start building that relationship with Connor over the course of the game, because we really want you to like him like you like previous assassins. Connor is a person driven by conviction. He's a man of justice. He wants to make sure that the things the atrocities that he's seen himself brought upon him and his other people don't happen to others. So he's out there trying to make things right a little bit, and I think for players, they'll be able to identify with him on his quest.
So, since we've seen Ezio in a trilogy, is this supposed to be a trilogy as well, or?
Yeah, I mean, like for me, I'm a Lola writer. They stick me in the corner, and I write stories and try to make them cool, which is not easy, but I try. So I actually don't have any insight onto where the franchise might go, if it's going to go anywhere. I'm focusing on making this a complete and satisfying story in terms of Connor and the Revolution, and also even in the present with Desmond, we're trying to make that satisfying as well. So that's where I am, and I couldn't let you know. Even because I actually just don't know about what the future holds.
Okay, so since he's half British, half Mohawk, how is this reflected in his weapon sets and the combat moves?
It's more reflected in his character. That'll come to bear in the story, and as you learn about him more, he's raised with the Mohawk community, so his combat and the way that he kind of moves around is very likens a lot to that more than his British heritage. But that is something that is present in his character, and that's something that you'll learn about a lot more.
Okay. What we've also seen that you have two kinds of settings. You have vast nature, trees, forests, and you have cities as well. Yeah. So how big is this game going to be, and to how much percent are we going out into nature and frontier, and how are we in the cities? Yeah,
so like I said in the presentation, 30% of our missions happen in the nature, so that gives you a vague idea of what kind of ratios we're talking about. The frontier itself is 1.5 times the size of Rome. That's just one map. So that gives you, again, if you just think about it in your head, about we have Boston, then we have New York, which are full cities, and we have some stuff in the present as well. All that stuff together makes for a much bigger game than anything we've seen before. For us, it was really important that the frontier and these organic environments were as inviting and exciting to play in as the cities were in previous Assassins. I think that we've got it.
So last question, a few days ago, David Cage and Quantic Dreams, they presented Kara to us, a technical demo, and they said the amazing thing about this, because they had full motion capture. They captured the body, the face, and the voice all at the same time. So now you present us Assassin's Creed 3, and you do the same thing.
Yeah. We've been from the beginning. Our goal was to bring our cinematics to a new level of quality that we had never seen before in the company, and hopefully push the industry forward too. So we focused on doing the full performance capture, which is again body, face, and voice all at the same time. We were doing that for ourselves, and you see the results in that cutscene. The fidelity of the performance of the actors it comes right through, and we're able to, like I said, tell these much more intimate and subtle stories in terms of character and emotion. And I think for games, it's exciting, not only for just watching a story, but actually giving you motivation to go out and do stuff as a player when you have it coming from a very personal place. It's really good.
Okay, thank you very much. Ja, ihr habt es gehört. Es gibt viel zu sagen zu Assassin's Creed und es gibt noch viel mehr zu erzählen. Da werden wir euch natürlich in den nächsten Wochen bei Vorzocker auch auf dem Laufenden halten. Bis das Spiel dann Ende Oktober erscheint, ist ja auch noch ein bisschen Zeit.
Unser unerbittlicher Feind lässt uns nur die Wahl, uns tapfer zu widersetzen oder uns jämmerlich zu unterwerfen. Heute entscheiden wir uns für die Freiheit oder den Tod.
So viel also zu Vios kleinem Abenteuertrip Richtung Assassin's Creed.
Oh ja, es war so aufregend.
Ne? Ich habe doch gesagt, natürlich ist es immer spannend. Ja, ich meine, guck mal, stell dir mal vor, du bist ein normaler Gamer und du hast die Möglichkeit, mit den Leuten hinter Assassin's Creed 3 zu reden.
Ja, was glaubst du, wie aufgeregt Vanessa, unsere Praktikantin, war, die ja unglaublich großer Assassin's Creed-Fan ist und denkt, dürft ihr mitkommen?
Die ist aber auch immer aufgeregt. Letztens sagte ich jetzt zu mir, Mensch, kannst du nicht mal in die Küche gehen und mir kochend Wasser aufsetzen? Oh Gott, kochendes Wasser, ich habe Angst. Nein, das stimmt nicht. Liebe Vanessa, wenn du das hier siehst, ist überhaupt nicht wahr. Ich befehlige nie Praktikanten und sie hat auch nicht immer Angst.
Nein.
Und kochendes Wasser hat sie mir auch nicht gebracht.
Praktikanten werden bei uns einfach nur gemobbt,
ja,
mehr nicht.
Genau.
Mehr dürfen die auch nicht machen.
Gewischmobbt, bevorzugt. Seit wir Kacheln im Büro haben. Egal, wir reden eigentlich ja von Assassin's Creed 3, von allem möglichen Spaß, den man da wahrscheinlich haben kann. Ich freue mich sehr drauf. Ich freue mich das erste Mal seit langer Zeit wirklich wieder auf einen Assassin's Creed Teil.
Ja, ich glaube, dieses Szenario hat tatsächlich viele alte und neue Fans dazu bewegt, zu sagen, ja, dieses Spiel, das könnte mal wieder was werden. Wir halten euch natürlich auf dem Laufenden und wir haben ja noch ein bisschen Zeit, denn das Spiel kommt erst am 31. Oktober.